reign of Team Secret, or will they continue their dominance through the upper bracket? You guys have to wait and see, because Game 1 draft is ready and raring to go for you guys here. But before we get into that, I have to introduce my panel once again. The draft's on the screen, but I have to do these introductions, guys. Dan Ogden.
Hi, Kua.
What's up?
Watching some stuff. Cool. It's looking good.
Yeah. 10 seconds remaining.
Expected, honestly, these bans coming out. Faceless Void, it kind of felt like they were playing a bit of, you know, chicken? A game of chicken with each other. Like, who's going to Void first? Who's going to pick the Magnus first? And Nigma, they get both. So I think they're going to be pretty happy with that. They've shown that RMN can play it in that 5 role. I feel like there's so much more coming. But with that being said, Secret now know exactly how they're going to go.
At least I like how Nigma's just banning this Drow Ranger. Like, it's like same as a Navi's Doom.
Yep.
So I remember like Matumba's interview. He was saying as long as you have a finger or something, you can just play the hero. Like, this hero is not easy and like
very, very easy hero. The Pugna is something a little bit different there. You know, we had this long period of time where, you know, you just pick Pugna for the lane and toss down that Nether Ward and you just basically let them have no mana for the entire time, right? You play space, and it's so hard to contest, and you're able to get the better part of these trades just because you've got mana, they don't. So I'm wondering how Team Secret are going to do this, because it's so rare that you open a draft with a Pugna. Like, is this going to be another 4 Protect 1 style where it's a medic Pugna coming out? Is it going to be mid Pugna? Who knows? But they've got the flexibility now to be able to go.
But most likely, like, Poppy will be playing Pugna as soon as like he sees. I think it's just for countering that like good chrono angle. But by the draft that I look at it, I don't think Secrets are aiming for the farm versus farm draft. If they use this Spectre, it's most likely going to be for T5 purposes. They're not going to give too much time to Magnus Void.
Yeah. All right. It's happened a few times this tournament with varying levels of success, but they do ban out the Viper. They're not going to make any sort of rookie mistakes here. You would have to think that the Rubik ban is going to come out from Nig's well, right? Plays a fantastic Rubik. You've got 2 good spells to steal already. It enables you to have some good setup if you wanted to go like Puppy 5 Pugna into Rubik Bloodseeker lane, which is pretty damn good against a Faceless Void. You know, you just Blood right first, get the lift. Suddenly he's taking a ton of damage.
I'm surprised like Nigma gets forced to ban Zeus Mars first.
They just don't want the globals.
5 seconds remaining.
And I think Zai was playing really well with the Mars.
No. We've seen it a few times coming out from Zai. He's also played a lot of the Bloodseeker, as Matt did say. So I feel like this has to be a Rubik ban. Maybe if Nigma had the first pick out of this next phase, they probably would have let the Rubik pick up for themselves. But I mean, we've seen it time and time again, this Rubik versus the Magnus, and it always seems to be such a good counter to it.
Yep, both for just stopping Skewer. You're basically kind of like an Oracle, you know. There is that little wind-up time for the Skewer, so you're not going to be able to out-position each other. The other thing I'm kind of thinking is the Slider is still in the pool as well. We saw it last until the very last pick last time around. Pretty decent against the Faceless Void in the laning matchup, and it does punish the fact that if you want to run this...
Secrets turn to ban.
I'm not minding it all too much. There's definitely a lot of options for...
I mean, it's all because like how like Secret built up their team. Like, there are so many scary factors that you can't ignore, but you get very limited ban.
For Secret in particular.
Yeah, especially if you're versing against Secret, like, what do you ban? Like, you have to ban so many other heroes, and like Honka ban, Mars ban, Zeus ban, all sounds reasonable, but like for other team, it doesn't.
Yeah. No, it doesn't. And I think facing up against Secret is kind of similar to the way that Na'Vi successfully approached OG. You just want to be able to play normal. And Drow, it can oftentimes feel like you're just not playing normal Dota. You never take fights. You've always got this siege coming in onto your building. Same deal with a Lone Druid, right? Good Lone Druid game, you're just screwed.
We saw from the Liquid game, just letting Koikba play this Lone Druid here.
And they don't care on Liquid's side where they lane it, and Secret are very much the same. You know, they'll toss Martu into the mid lane if they see that as a favorable match.
I guess that's kind of the beauty of having those core players that can rotate their lanes quite easily.
3 heroes banned out by Secret, all Weeha heroes. They're saying, right, we've seen have a lot of success on this Bat Rider and the Viper, and of course, the Invoker, very good on Weeha, as well as combining together with a Faceless Void. So putting a lot more pressure onto Nigma. I'm really liking the way that they're approaching.
Radiant
I think
team
for
pick.
Secret, they might. Oh.
About to say, like,
Okay.
Yapsor is one of these players that plays the Skywrath Mage all the time. Gonna go like a Legion Commander? We haven't seen it all that much, but the setup isn't great right now for the damage going in. Sure, you can
10
explode
seconds
anyone with the
remaining.
decrepit Ancient Seal and all the damage coming to the top of that, but
5 seconds
Maybe
remaining.
it
Team
could be
Secret's
X,
turn to pick.
Sand King, Centaur.
yeah, they played a
And
bit of Sand
Rubik.
King actually.
I was going to say that with this Rubik being left open here, Team Secret, obviously Puppy has an idea behind letting this Rubik go. So you're going to give that in the hands of GH here. And I imagine you have to have a setup here because we've seen it from, was it Yellow Submarine that picked it in a bad
10
game?
seconds
And
remaining.
it had no setup, and it looked really weak because there's no way for you to
5
really utilize this
seconds
mystic flare. And right now, yeah, they've got the decrep and maybe the concussive shot can set up a little bit, but still, if you don't have that hard lockdown, then it feels hard for them. And they're dead meat.
Maybe an Underlord could be used to set up for it. That Pit of Malice, just root place for a little bit of time. Atos in combination with that, it's a natural build-up for them, and it's going to be able to delay the game a little bit, which against a Void Mag, it is scary, but you've also got a Spectre. And I'm actually a little surprised they haven't banned out the Doom just yet. That was the other hero that I was a little concerned about for this Spectre. So the
Radiant
thing is, where
team
would they actually play it?
Alright.
Close. You were almost
Okay, so
off-lane Chaos?
dude, listen, I'm looking deeper and deeper into this Team Secret draft, and I'm like, I don't even know what's going on anymore. We've seen,
Like I said, we're useless against Team
Yeah,
Secret,
yeah.
you know? Nigma, you know.
We've seen it from Toby
10
on Viking
seconds
GG before.
remaining.
He has played in that offlane a little bit, so it is not really out of the realms of possibility
5
here for this
seconds
Chaos
remaining.
trying to be the offlaner. But is that a strong enough lane against the Faceless Void? If Nigma can just pick a good RMN hero here, something like a Disruptor wouldn't be too bad for them, just to try and make sure that this Faceless Void has a good lane, because we've seen what Miracle can do farm.
I mean, I guess they could go all in on the team fight. It's just a matter of getting there. Weeha's heroes are already all been removed, basically. The ones that is playing on this patch, at least.
I really just want to see Tidehunter here and just go offensive tri lane. Watch the lane against CK and Skywrath Mage bottom.
So you go Tidehunter as a 3,
Yeah, Tidehunter
Mike,
as
an RMM with Magnus.
We are Magnus. No,
It seems way too passive.
but like Magnus, Void, and Rubik doesn't have like too much of a kill threat.
Radiant team.
Telling you,
back.
man, I want to see the Doom come out from Nigma.
Team
Sapphire,
Secret's
okay, I
turn
mean,
to ban.
Again, ease of execution right here. If they're able to get the jump and the end. I don't think they will if this is going to be a Magnus 5. Luckily for them, they do still have that flex. It's not 100% confirmed. I mean, be a Weeha Snapfire. We've seen it plenty of times in the Southeast Asian region. In EU, a lot
10
less so.
seconds remaining.
Same sort of thing with China. It was prevalent
Radiant team
going into these
ban.
builds. B, once you hit level 20, you can dish out a ton of damage, but I don't know, I just haven't seen the EU teams adopt it quite as much. But it is good AoE damage to deal with this Chaos Knight once.
Yeah, but at the moment, I really want to see this Magnus
10
on Weeha.
seconds remaining.
You're
Against-
just
against-
gonna push it in there?
Yeah, all you just have to
5
do
seconds
is like
remaining.
Magnus to just secure farm. It's we have to roaming around Skywrath Mage, and like usually Skywrath Mage is really bad for ganking. His mana pull, like the way, like the gank, like the way of no disable. I think it's all like a problematic. He's probably gonna focus on the Seek, Chaos Knight, and Skywrath Mage, like going bottom.
Yeah,
like,
it's
yeah.
kind of like the Witch Doctor, right? Where you just
Yeah.
want to stay in lane and bully out as much as possible. Spell usage is off, but when you roam, you lose a lot of that, especially when you don't have the easy. Unless they go something like a Venom's not really that. I think they would be lacking damage.
What, for Secret?
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that. It also looks like Puppy is on the same vein as us with the Witch Doctor banning. Like, probably you potentially could be a Snapfire mid, maybe even a Weeha mid Snapfire going to the offlane as well. They are still looking for that RMN here. What's another? I mean, they got rid of the Lycan, so maybe they're thinking of what's left that you'd be scared of if you wanted this Magnus mid. Templar?
Team
Yeah, I
Secret's
think
turn
Nisha
to
plays
ban.
Very good Templar Assassin.
It's very dreamy, right?
And
Going
Monkey King. Templar Assassin, Chaos Knight, and Spectre. It's pretty good, really. So I think that's why they banned this Monkey King here.
it's an Isha hero as well.
What do you guys want then? We've only got one ban and one
10
pick
seconds
each
remaining.
left here for Team Secret. What are we thinking, lads? What do they need to round out these drafts?
5 seconds
Ember Spirit
remaining.
might not be too bad. Nisha's one of those people that's really quick on his fingers, so
Radiant team
dodge out
pick.
those chronos. They don't have a lot of super easy range set up for it as well. To be able to back in his reaction time, dodge out a lot of these RP, chrono, whatever might be come at him.
Team Secrets turn
I mean,
to
he
pick.
could just fuck that in, but it would.
Ooh, this is
You weird champ,
not
right?
a fan.
Not a big fan, but what if it's a bit more tiny?
That's the thing that we have to see.
And a
'Cause-
mid Snapfire. 5 magnet.
But like, it has
10
to be in
seconds
position
remaining.
4 tiny. You really don't want to let tiny mid if you're
5
versing
seconds
against Spectre.
remaining.
Why is that?
I mean, even if you have this 6k, 7k net worth, eventually you're not gonna burst any cores, like especially against like if the other cores are like a Chaos Knight and some other tanky heroes. You only can burst like a Scar's Mage or Pugnut, and
Yeah.
point of running it.
If it was something a little squishier, like let's say they had the Void on team, it's
Yeah.
doable, right? Because they've got enough stun, they've got enough lockdown that they can live with
You may
it.
now
And it's going to be a
select
Storm
your
Spirit.
heroes.
I think it's going to be Nisha playing that one.
Yep.
Are we seeing the Puppy 5 Pugna?
Ooh.
Okay, so it is mind control of it fan, and
So
That's it.
So that's all you got, Kyo. How do we feel like this offlane is going to go here? There's a Rubik and a Magnus versus a Pugna and a Spectre, lad. What are we thinking? How are we expecting this game to pan out? You guys are just going to say Team Secret. It seems like the GG bet odds are leaning in that exact same favor here. So, predictions. What do we need? What do we got? What are we expecting?
yeah.
Yeah?
Let's go Secret. I mean, the setup that they've got for Mixed Stick Flare is now okay. You know, you've got the slow from the Decrep, you've got the Vortex, you've got the stun coming through, and, you know, slow from the Spectral Dagger as well.
So I need a name.
Why not? It's easy.
All right, why not? It seems like Team Secret is the team to beat here in this series versus Nigma. Let's see if our casters feel the same way. It's going to be Odie, Pixel, and Fog.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, time for game 1 of Team Secret versus Nigma. I'm Odie Pixel here with Fog. Fog, we've heard from the panel. They seem to like what Secret's running here. Would you care to agree? Or do you sort of see something in Nigma's lineup that they don't?
Might just be the Secret influence right there, but I love what they got
Prepare
in here.
for
I
battle.
usually am a huge anti-Skywrath person right now in the meta, but when you're playing versus a hero like Void, it actually fits super nicely. If you have a hero like CK2, I feel like these two are going to be the heroes that really punish Miracle, and they're going to be in that lane versus him. So I can see the reasonings as to why they can pick that one there. And yeah, it looks like it ticks all boxes. Nigma's, look, it's very greedy. I've been seeing them running this Magnus off lane a lot of times, especially with Miracle playing something like the Void. I feel like this is them just being like, well, we got our win condition. Let's hope we can make it to that point.
Let's see if they are able to do so. I mean, yeah, some of these lane setups. What we got down bottom, Miracle. Void supported by Arum and Snapfire. We're going to be having to deal with the Yapzor Sky and the Zai CK. Towards
30
area
seconds to
Nisha
battle.
Storm Spirit going against the Weehard Tiny. Towards the top half of the map, Puppy on the support Pugna. Mind Control, Nigma, the off lane Agnes. GH is classic Rubik. Timber on the safe lane Spectre. So, I mean, lanes, I mean, who's going to struggle the most here? Is there any sort of areas of the map that's going to be very hard for one of the teams to play?
I'm wondering about how bottom
The
ends up
battle
being. I feel like this
begins.
could be a lane where Nigma starts to really get pressure too much. CK and Skywrath, they are going to bring it to this Snapfire. They're going to bring it to this Void Spirit as well. I can see this one being the concern. The other one is maybe Nisha and mid, but I see the Secret. They've already covered their bases. Both of their wards are going to be watching the movements, so they're trying to protect Nisha as much as possible because there's very high chances of rotations with tiny mid. Rubik can run in and definitely set up for some plays.
Yeah,
But I would say that bottom on the side of Nigma would be the one that suffers the most. I don't see Matsu suffering up here.
So for this tiny mid as well for Weeha, I imagine it's very important for him that he never falls behind this game, right? Because things could get potentially very difficult for core Tiny against these beefy cores such as the CK and the Spectre.
Yeah, I'm a bit worried for Weeha, really, this game. He has to play pretty perfect. The Storm Spirit's one of those heroes that can stay burstable for the most part of the game, but once you start getting your items built up, you hit your 15 talent, you're no longer burstable. You're just beyond this Tiny's actual threat. Then also the same thing with like a CK and a Spectre, so a bit curious to see why they did decide to put the Storm Spirit mid. I thought they were going to do the snap mid like QO was talking about, because I really could just see Weeha falling completely useless after the first like 20 minutes. So he's got to get a lot done in those first 20.
See if he's able to stay on top of this mid matchup. The level starts coming. If Nisha does opt to take an early point in Vortex and try and threaten for kills on Wheat.
Yeah, definitely a possibility if he would like to go for that there. We see Puppy top. He gets the successful pull up. And yeah, I'm pretty sure top lane's going to be the boring one to watch. I think bottom's the fun one.
Well, they're going to try for Yapsop. Let's just slow him here with the time dilation. Jump forward with the time walk. Yapsop able to step off to the side. Trying to get some hits back in onto Miracle.
That shows the skill build, though. He actually has to go for time dilation in this lane rather than going for bash. Being applied from the two of them here. And that's kind of what we figured would really happen, is this is the lane that you can tell that they're just going to be spamming spells onto Miracle. And we'll see what RMN's going to do to counteract it. As he's actually just getting gone on Zai, sees an opportunity.
Yeah, the Stranding, he has got the stick charges, jumps over with the cookie towards Yapsor, turns with the blast, they'll get Yapsor first, and in fact, Ironman's able to walk away. Nice little body blocks there between the two of them, allows them to control the sky. Keep Iron Man safe, he's able to salve up, and Nigma against a tough lane down here find themselves the first blood.
Yeah, this is definitely the lane to watch for where I think all the action's going to be. I really don't think the other ones are going to be, unless someone really makes a misplay up in top or in the mid lane. I think this will just be the zone of the fun. This time dilation really kicking in too. Just a little bit of slow, the attack speed slow from the scatter blast for them to get these kills. And they get the lane pull off, so levels will be there for our men.
Important point for mid, of course, coming up in a minute. Both will have the bottles out. DU heads over to guard that 4-minute room for each of these mid laners.
Yeah, Yapsor is definitely going to go toward bottom. RMN, he does have the mana to check it, but he's a little bit low on health. So we'll probably have GH. They'll probably send GH to the top rune.
CG on this top lane through, but Amazon and continue to farm mid lane. Weeha going for a bit of an attempt on Nisha. Quite have the burst, still bringing him low, but is at a point where Nisha has got that bottled now, so Nisha will be able to heal up in 4-minute runes. So he's able to hold it. Weeha and GH up towards the top, and not going to get lucky though. It is down, so Nisha winning in the RNG there. There's a fresh bottle out, fully refueled. And it is an arcane rune as well. Of course, one of the, arguably not the nicest rune for Nisha to find here in this early farming phase.
We actually has to go back to base or just wait for the bounty. I think he just goes base, yeah. He actually would have had the, pretty important point is Weeha would have actually had the kill in mid if he got the toss on the Storm Spirit, but it tossed the range creep earlier. It's very close. As Nisha, he's going to push in forward here, and Weeha is actually sticking around, waiting for his boots. And just gonna wait for the bounty rune. He'll miss out on a lot of last hits here as Nisha.
Trade some damage in on this with the arcane. To punish Weeha for sticking around, and may see if he can get over and take away Weeha's bounty rune here.
If he can do this, they have to send GH.
He doesn't want to go. He's a little too worried about support backup probably on that high ground. He doesn't want to risk the walk up there, and he doesn't want to walk straight into a tiny combo. So Weeha will manage to guard and keep that 5-minute bounty rune for himself. Down bottom, Zai picking up the bounty rune before Miracle's able to grab it himself here as they do turn with the blast. Zai pulls back RMN. Yapsor again with a bit more spam, but the stick charges keep RMN alive. Cookie there onto Miracle to stun Zai. The final burst from Yapsor flies through to take down RMN. Secret will get the kill. A try for Miracle too, but he has got the time walk available, so a jump over the trees will keep him safe.
This is the raindrop lane at its maximum. We're gonna see the regen really be expended on bottom. On both sides, really. But yeah, we're seeing the spam slowing down Miracle quite significantly. Only 20 last hits. You see Spectre, you see Matu. He's not getting slowed down at all. That 30 last hits for himself. So lane slightly favoring Secret. And mid, Nisha's really starting to come out ahead over Weehaw. We'll see what this next rune spawns. GH, he's going to stack a camp, as well as check the top rune.
See if Nisha gets lucky again on the RNG. He doesn't. This time, everything. Weehaw will be able to claim the second power rune.
It's a big one. It's an invis if he wants to make a move. He's actually invis and TP bottom. I like this.
Oh, this is quick from Wei. Zai ready for this one. I don't think he is here. Sticking around. Weeha's able to come out of the invis with the combo. Cookie forward. They've got the blaster. Excellent usage of that invis rune there. No hesitation from Weeha as he immediately TPs down bottom to make that play.
And they give GH the mid lane too, so no XP wasted. At top, it's not like they could pressure the Spectre anyway. And Magnus is getting to those levels as well.
Look at this.
So
Weeha.
Super nice move.
Coming in with the fake back.
Are scanning.
He's wrapped straight back around, hunting for Yapso, and he's found him there. Huge moves here from the Tiny as we are starting this game off. A couple of quick kills on this bottom lane, making that first move, and couldn't have been done any better there with both members of Secret taken out and space made for Miracle.
No, absolutely perfect rotations. As we see, GH has a quad stack, by the way, up in that top that he just pinged out.
Oh.
So they're going to be ready to farm that one on the Magnus, as he has the 3 points in the Empower, or for Weehaw if he would like to get an early Blink Dagger. That's really nice prep farm. Yeah, Nigma definitely taking all the boxes. Except just still some suffering inside of the laning phase overall here, but making nice moves to at least alleviate that pressure.
Still, of course, free farm continues for both Nisha and Matuma Man. Two heroes on track to be very, very farm this game, and it's going to be down to what sort of moves Nigma can make to slow the Storm and the Spectre down. And when it does come to the hunting, I mean, when's it all going to kick off, really? Is it just Weehaw and his Blink Dagger timing that's sort of the tool that's going to allow them to hunt down those cores?
Yeah, I mean, with the phase boots, I think he can also just look to do it. They have a lot of good ways to build the pressure. Secret's actually going first.
Instantly, straight away with the Horn and the Zip forward. They're going to take one, and now with Matu jumping over to GH, taking a look for a second there. Secret. Matu's chasing. GH. The stick charges, and he has got the backup of Mind Control and Iron Man. Yapso still heading forward, in fact, as there's the cookie in onto the Skywrath. Yapso stepping forward a little too aggressively there, as Nigma will be able to turn and take him down in response. They have found the quad stack.
See the stack.
They want to take this away, and they're just about getting it all. This is huge for Secret if they can clean this all up. Matu still sticking around to try and finish off these big creeps. Fatebolt comes out, RP's there on the low ground, as they got the two of them into a very minuscule skewer. Mind Control, can he finish off Puppy with Weehaw coming in with the Avalanche? He certainly can.
And they got, I'm pretty sure, almost all of those big creeps. RMN, he's secured them with the Scatter Blast. So they weren't able to get these huge kills during the RP, but they secured themselves their stack and prevented Secret from stealing it. As mid, Weehaw, fairly tanky, should be fine.
Enough burst here from the two of them to make that play. Coming, bottle refill, Nisha. Matu straight back to farming on that top lane, looking of course to get the blade mail done. The standard build that we have begun to see on Spectres, even though we didn't see it last series, but it seems like most of the top teams do tend to go this route, blade mail first, pretty much every time.
Yep, and he gets, of course, the blessing. He gets the Iron Talon as well, so Spectre to the Ancients. Allows him to just, Spectre to farm literally Ancients at the fastest pace compared to like any hero besides Sven. Good old Dispersion and Blade Mail working on neutrals. This feels really good for a Spectre. Zai pops Phantasm almost immediately when he hits 6. He was pressuring bottom, forcing Miracle a bit out of the lane. Now Miracle's looking to set up. Might be able to find Nisha here. Chrono and a Mask of Madness available.
Well, Chrono would do it if he's able to catch him in a way that Weeha's got the Avalanche to follow up. Here we go, but there's a zip and straight away Nisha. He dodges the Chrono. I mean, that's always a very hard Chrono to hit. And Nisha shows that. He sees Miracle coming in, he's just out with the zip, and the Chrono is put to waste. That hurts.
That's gonna... I mean, Matu is probably just like, yes. As a Spectre now, Chrono's down.
Yeah,
It's gonna be tough for them to make a play on him. They still can, though. They have Snapfire. Grandma is level 6. So
Sure.
man, he's very strong right now. He definitely set up if they do have good control on Tamatu, but
I mean,
have to wait
that-
for one of those ultis.
That sort of move as well. I mean, is that what sort of the odds of that working out? Do you feel if you're just coming in and chronoing a storm in the mid? Would you say at this level most storms are going to be able to react quick enough?
No, I would think most of them would get caught.
they would
Pretty
get
quick to
caught,
actually get
okay.
the zip, yeah.
All right, bottom lane. There we have, as you said, with the Snapfire ult, they find an opportunity. We are in with the combo, and the Mortimer's Kisses rain down on Zai.
Okay.
Pushing the CK out of the lane.
RMN's getting very farmed. I mean, this is a 5-position snap that he's actually just gonna rush the mech. Hey, how greed's he gonna go? He's not going for the greed at all. He's going for the smart play with his team. Started pretty early on. And now Void's just gonna jungle. At the meantime, he has an Iron Talon and he has Empower, so he'll be able to farm real quick, and a good distribution of health again for Nigma. But Secret's still coming out a little bit more ahead. As Blade Mail's up, RP is used up top.
Right away, set up there from Mind Control into the cookie. We are heading over with the combo. Have they got enough burst to take in? They do. Moves for Nigma and getting the big kill that they are yet to take, pushing Matu off the map.
Without even having the Grandma ult there, they can set up for that one. That's pretty huge there, Secret. Just a little bit too spread
Dire's
amongst the
bottom
map here.
tower is under attack.
Able to protect their Spectre. Some big moves from Nigma.
Yeah, I mean, well, so far so good for the Weehard Tiny, as you say. When you're running it mid against this lineup, you've got to kick it off from the start, and he certainly is. 12 minutes in, 4 kills on the Tiny.
He's doing like a perfect job actually so far. If he can keep this up, just
Dire's
little
top tower
to no
is under
mistakes
attack.
is the name of the game really for Weehaw.
Donington down on the top tier 1.
Radiant's
So we
bottom
bring
tower
things down
is
to the
under
bottom
attack.
tower.
Yeah, they have good ward coverage down here. Nigma does not really have much vision at all on the map at the moment. Just the one defensive ward at the moment,
Dire's
covering their
structures are fortified.
ancients. But now they have their Chrono available. They have their Snapfire ult as well.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
We will see Secret, for the most part, getting the
Dire's top
initiation
tower is
jumps.
under
Whenever they have
attack.
Taunt, Taunt plus Storm, you're always going to be able to pick and choose your targets until those Blink Daggers come out. And Nigma's going to have them at a very fast pace. Mind Control pretty much has
Radiant's
his done
bottom
on this
tower
off-lane
is
Magnus.
He does find that catch as saying Nigma's got
Dire's
just a
top
huge
tower
amount of
is under
follow-up
attack.
to those sort of blink RPs. Secret still just trying to take what they can away from Nigma's half of the map into the
Radiant
jungle, getting
are
his
scanning.
wards down. Very good control of this bottom half of the map. And they're going to try and sweep over onto the
Dire's
mid.
top tower.
GH's
Oh,
in
GH.
a whole lot of trouble here. The
Radiant's
Secret
bottom
that
tower
are hunting
is
around
under
the
attack.
towers. Nisha in with a zip, pulling back GH. TPs are coming in. I mean, GH is still alive. In fact, he might just live. Finally, he goes down. They do kill him, but not before Nigma's been able to turn up and maybe turn this around. They're trying to chase towards side. The kisses are coming out. Miracle has the chrono ready to go, and he's able to trap both Puppey and Zai. Turns for the quick kill onto Puppey, heads back over to Zai. Zai still trying to run, but Miracle and Mind Control chase him down deep behind the town. Matsu
Radiant's
came
middle
in
tower
to
is
finish
under
off the
attack.
kill onto Weehar with the help of Nisha, and he's out with the TP. He'll make it away. In fact, Zai also actually able to walk out from it all. They couldn't actually finish him off. So, all things considered, with that fight taking place behind the tower, Secret pretty much ends up coming out on top, right? They only lost Puppey, and big ults were used by Nigma. Secret able to get the rest of their cores out of there. There was, yes, Zai, I thought he was dead for sure, but they couldn't quite catch him. 2 speed with the drums.
I thought he was dead too. How deep he was as well, but they distracted Weehaw the whole time. The Spectre and the Storm stuck on top of the Tiny the entirety of the fight, so Weehaw actually couldn't contribute too much into it. He was just collapsed on the whole time. Matu almost dies, but they get out. Yeah, a big win for Secret there. As now it's going to be Orchid finished for Storm Spirit, and that's going to really kick up the tempo. That's going to be a lot of those pressure plays here. This Void Miracle is going to be... It's going to be a lot harder game for him now for a long time until he gets the Manta finished up. They're going to hunt him a lot. And Weehaw doesn't have Blink either, so they're just gonna be constantly hunting now. This duo here, Nisha as well as Yapsor, kill pretty much anybody they find. Meanwhile, Puppey is he's forced to as a 5 position, forcing that mid tower a little bit.
At the moment,
middle
Nigma very
tower
much
is
in
under
position
attack.
to prepare for it. All 5 of them around the triangle.
Nisha's trying to finish his level 12, so he has that better zip. Surprised he's not telling Yapsor to move away
Radiant's
from the camp.
bottom
there
tower
so we can get
is
that
under
full,
attack.
but we'll still be able to finish it after this next camp. But a full mech for RMN, 15 minutes. Woo. Does he even have the mana for everything? He doesn't have mana for his whole toolkit unless he has stick charges. He at least has a clarity, but that's definitely gonna need a little bit more mana.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, there's a snap. Got a nice bit of HP. You know,
Ooh.
strength stats are good. You're tanky, but
They just saw him. They have this deep ward bottom, RMN.
I mean, did you
He's
just die for
thinking
this?
about it. Do they have haunt soon? Or are they waiting for it?
Radiant's
Or
bottom
just diving?
tower is under attack.
Oh, she's not able to find him there over the trees. The remnant vision not quite reaching. So if it did, they don't seem to want to go.
Chronos will be back up in 8 seconds. So the window of 10 gold next kill is definitely going to be going away for a second here.
Miracle is getting the space to finish off that Manta.
Yeah. And Weeha's got the blink finished up too.
Radiant's
So
bottom
this is
tower is under attack.
all good here. Oh, Puppy.
They're going to look for the combo. Onto the Pugna. Puppy. Self-decrepit. Put out the Skewer. Mind control means there's no running for the Pugna.
And a stolen bast for GH. Yeah, the blink jumps are going to be pretty big. And he's going for another one.
We are.
Dyer's middle tower is under
Very
attack.
quick to make plays with the blink daggers. Yeah, secret bad there. Have to be careful. I mean, especially their two supports, right? There is definite targets here for Weeha right now that he will 100 to 0 with the blink combo.
Yeah, they don't have any type of...
Dyer's
The two of
middle
these two
tower
don't have
has
control
fallen.
between them. They have a silence that comes out from the Skywrath, but that's really it. All the control is going to be coming up from CK, from Storm Spirit to protect.
Solid
Versus
stuff.
this
Weeha, yeah. Teams on. Keep trying to find the pick-off on these supports. Zaya's Weeha alone can't take down.
Radiant's bottom
Look at the
tower
way that they're
is under
building on the
attack.
support too. Puppy buys a belt of strength. Just anything to try to survive the burst, and we'll probably see that coming out from the two of them.
Also knowing Puppy probably preparing for the inevitable Dagon purchase.
Dagon, yeah, I think so too. That's what
He's like,
I
I'll
was
upgrade this later. He always ends up with a Dagon in his inventory, Puppy.
thinking. Yeah, somehow it always does end up being very farmed. Very close game here. 10-4. Nigma making all the right aggressive moves here, but somehow Secret just getting more out of the map of farming. This Storm Spirit, while Weeha's looking for fight, while Weeha's looking for kills, Nisha's just looking for farm.
On him. Over here now. Made the jump in onto Iron Man. Iron Man's gone before Mind Control can react. Tries to get him with the RP, but holds back off it. Knowing that at the moment, now Weeha's in. Now there's definite chance for the jump. He's going to look for the jump on Sky.
sir.
He'll get it. The Haunt's going to come out. Commit for this though, past the tower. No, he's just looking over towards GH instead, but GH buys some
don't have a real
space
for a
with the
sec.
Glimmer. Glimmer comes to an end. Matu's
Dyer's
diving
middle
in.
tower is under attack.
Getting the kill over to the side. Weeha jumps over. The Chrono is down onto both Puppy and Matu. Puppy falls. On the side though, Zaya and Nisha, they're controlling Mind Control. Mind Control goes down. And again, Chrono utilized, but only getting Puppy. It is
Secret
just
will
the
be happy
support
with that.
dying.
Middle tower
As now,
is
maybe if they can find Zai. Kisses are coming in. Zai's speeding out there with the drums, and the Kisses just don't quite have the range. Zai's able to walk out of this in a few seconds if he wants to try and go in on this, but Zai just too speedy. Runs all the way back down mid. They don't get him. I mean, it is getting to the stage where Nigma there, they could deal with the supports, but the cores aren't quite dying.
No, they are not, and it's like you said, another Chrono used just to kill a 5 position. Puppy going down to them immediately. Like Secret's gonna play super active right now. No Grandma ult, no Chrono. I gotta stop saying Grandma. I'm gonna say Mortimer Kisses. I gotta get used to saying it. I always just say Grandma. I don't know why.
It's a nice name, you know. Yeah, right?
It triggers me when I hear myself do it too, though, for some reason. They're setting
Oh,
up
no.
that bottom. Our men.
Does he want to dive this? He's still eyeing things out with the smoke. And Iron Man heads up here. There's a spotting him out. Nisha.
And he's spotted.
He's got a quick route here. Straight in he goes. Iron Man will get the mech
Radiant's
off. It's not
bottom
going to save him.
tower is under attack.
Pressure is being applied. And the Manta now coming out from Matumba Man. And yeah, Secret just, they're knowing how to take advantage of these timings. Look at Puppy refilling the mana of Matumba Man down here too. They're setting up
They're
here.
going to try and see if they can burst Matu. Very hard though with the blade melt. Drag him back. A safety ball for him here. Puppy trying to offer up that help that Matu needs. Well, with the four of them in the bashes, there might not be an escape for Matu. There isn't. He goes down and out with the wraparound. Mind Control's got the jump on the Puppy. RP locks down the Pugna. Nigma will punish Secret for pushing in aggressively. And now with the stolen, GH tries to close the gap onto Nisha. But Nisha's still with mana to play. He's out back to safety. But finally, a big kill to be found there by Nigma. Shutting down Matu as just pushing a little too confident onto that tier 2 bottom.
Yeah, just, I guess, feeling that Puppy would be able to save him down there, but they all started backing away. The Storm Spirit Nisha started moving, and Nigma, they capitalized quickly. No hesitation, is now they're smoking. They can get out of it. Chrono's back up about 10
Can they
seconds.
do Roche? They've got the Mask of Madness on the Void, but I guess, yeah.
The Storm's back there.
Yeah, you want to get something first with this Chrono. Zai definitely could be a candidate for this. The Pawn's going to come out, scouting the situation and also allowing Matu to try and chase down Mind Control, but Mind Control is able to get away with the skewer. Matu quite able to chase him out. So now Haunt's down, Chrono's up.
He's running at him.
Miracle, he might want to drop it just for this. Pots the mountain, Chrono's down, he's been able to catch the two of them. In fact, he zipped it as well. He zipped it to the corner. Nisha goes out. They do get a stun on the Miracle. Miracle fully low, is he able to live? Yes, he is. He's able to jump to the side. The mech from Iron Man buying him time to time walk out. As, I mean, he couldn't have done that any better than Miracle. Chrono, the two of them. Nisha zipping in. I mean, that zip, I guess he either didn't expect Chrono to be back up or Miracle not to drop it at all, but it was there. And it only just gives them the dream scenario. Nigma's just gone and killed every single core of Secret.
Tower is under attack.
All 3 cores down and Roche is available. This is now a free Roche for them. That is... I mean,
those
insane how
sort
that all
of
kicked
kills.
off.
So that's massive for Nigma. Look at the gold on Miracle. He's got 3k gold before he's even taken this Roche down. He is going to be able to be well on his way towards that silver edge that it looks like he is going to try and rush after the Manta to have that break opportunity. I mean, against all 3 of the cores, it does mess with them.
You couldn't ask for better situations from Nigma. You couldn't ask for bigger mistakes from Secret.
Yeah,
So
rare
the whole thing
mistakes.
The whole thing that kicks it off was Matu haunting to try to get a kill onto a Magnus, and then he's caught in the enemy jungle, and then Nisha zips into a Chrono too. Just things being handed to Nigma a little bit there, but Secret making some very rare mistakes.
This boy's going to be a big problem now. Yeah, look at the goal on Miracle, as I say, just overall net worth. He's jumping ahead, nearly 3k above that of Matu's Spectre, and on the Void, this Chrono, at this point, it's getting close to a stage where he Chronos a core, they will have the damage to kill them. That's not going to be a question. Particularly when the break's online. And even before then, as long as RMN's around with the kisses, they'll get the job done. Every team fight Miracle's able to find the Chrono.
Yeah, and look at Puppy. Puppy may have just TP'd into his death.
I think he certainly has. Weir's in with a couple of slaps and Puppy's gone. Nigma taking another. Sabor's taking this tier 2 tower. 18-8.
Radiant's bottom
2k up against Team Secret right now, Nigma.
Yeah, this is huge. I mean, they're going to have a pretty... Miracle now has this blanket coverage to be able to finish up his item, like finish up that silver edge, which if he does Chrono Matu, they've already been able to kill him without it. This is definitely going to prove to be problematic for Secret, is they just don't have these type of big team fight things kicking together. They have to try to catch these back heroes before these ults go off.
Anisha,
let's see.
Zipping in, there's a lot of the minutes digging the size of the mind control. Weir's already in with the combo onto Yapsor. Yapsor's gone. Nothing that Nisha can do to get involved here. He's got to run away.
They've got Secret completely on the back foot right now.
Yeah. All
having to play super defensive. Zai's actually just hiding off in the tree line there. Nisha's having to just jungle, but look, this ward coverage here. Nigma, they've got wards up top and they've got their ults back up. Chrono is at the ready. Weehawk, Puppy.
Zen. Oh, Puppy still able to live, get the light drain, push through to break it. They'll zip over with Nisha, silence down on the mind control, pull back onto Weehawk. Vortex control sets up the kill on Tiny. Now Secret turn over towards mind control. Mind control, he's going to be left behind here. Secret get themselves the double for Nisha. So able to punish Nigma for a couple of them staying deep in Secret's jungle whilst they didn't have the full team around. Miracle, meanwhile, was down bottom. Does have that completed silver edge on its way out. But over on Secret, we also see big items being completed. Zai, he's got that axe complete already. Nice and early here at 25 minutes.
Oh, wow. That's pretty huge. He can protect people inside a Chronosphere, if I'm not mistaken, right? You pop the thing and it dispels them and also pops an illusion inside the Chrono. So there's some situations where it could save somebody.
Sure, it would buy sort of a little, few milliseconds of confusion that maybe stops a hit or two getting in straight away.
Yeah, it's definitely these type of things can't be written off. Can definitely protect people. These dispels also, it removes time dilation from everybody on the team. There's one important one too. So if they do get hit by that time dilation that I've seen Miracle hit like perfectly in a lot of these fights, that could be pretty huge.
Yeah, of course on top of all those cute little features of the use of it, just the fact that you've got to carry Spectre, right? Probably one of the best cores to have that you could make an illusion of.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it should be pretty damn strong for them. As we see Puppy top, refilling Nisha's mana pool so he can stay fighting. And we have about a minute and a half left on this Aegis.
Zipping got the burst to take him out. He's pretty tanky as the Magnus. He's still alive. Finally pops. Just enough. Iron Man and Miracle coming in. Miracle seizing. See if we can find an opportunity. Catch someone's going to jump for Zai. Zai. Chaos Bolt. We are in with the combo. And the kisses are coming out. Zai trying to run. Miracle's on with the chase. And Zai, he'll fall. Bashes are there. Killer's found. Miracle's still ready to chase on for more. He's still got the Manta, Aegis, and Chrono. See who he can catch. He's running in for Yabzor. Actually heading up towards the lane instead. Looks like he just wants to... Well, ideally he wants to find the cause, but as it is, Nisha's over towards the mid. Matu's still down on the bottom half of the map. Maybe Miracle can still find the opportunity here.
They have a ward.
But no, wards are out. They see him and they're playing very safely in their secret. Not one of them. Avoid and quick jump on the tiny, maybe even more as Matu. He's able to jump with the horn over to RMN as well. RMN into the pit and out of vision. Matu doesn't want to try and chase any further. Miracle, he's eyeing up Niche towards the mid. He could drop the chrono and try and go for this. It would be on his own. Has he got enough damage? He's going to pop the Manta. Decrepify's out, disarming the Void, and with that, there is not the damage to kill off the Storm. Nietzsche's going to be fine. Chronosphere down the drain.
I didn't know where Puppy was. I can't believe he made that play yet. And Puppy has a Blink Dagger, so he can always get into range to be able to save out his teammates. That's a huge Chronosphere cooldown. 140 seconds. Aegis gets reclaimed. Secret, they're going to look to punch back hard here. He did use their Haunt, but they're definitely ready to fight even without that. Puppy. Probably going to smoke, yeah. I think they can just smoke. There's a lot of wards up in the area, though, for Nigma.
And it does feel that this point of the game is really the stage where Nigma can't really allow any more slip-ups to happen. Because I feel like we've seen other teams get sequence position before. Big zip, but not going to fully commit. Zaraman is able to get out.
50 HP, the Orchid Burn almost killed him. And yeah, I 100% agree with you because it's in this game too. Sure, it's like it's Secret. We always talk about the Secret thing. But Secret picked himself a Tricore that scales. Void is really the only true big scaling carry on the side of Nigma at all. Sure, they've got the big ultis that can come in, but tiny. This is what we said. We are really going to start to fall off. He's done his damage. He's done a fantastic job in this game, 4, 4, and 6, but this is when it starts to get real hard. All your weight is really on Miracle to land these huge chronos.
And I guess so the itemization for scaling doesn't matter too much for Miracle because he does have the Empower. But it does feel like, right, because he went for the Manta into the Silver Edge, you know, he's getting that to kill. You know, this isn't an item that's sort of gearing him up to try and take it late.
No, he will definitely be... He will be a bit weaker. Sure, he'll have that damage from the Empower, but you can tell that you can feel the Storm, the Spectre, that these two heroes, they're going to scale harder than Miracle at this current point. At least the Spectre. Storm, maybe not so much. A little different of a hero.
Nigma keeping the pressure maintained on Secret's off. But that gold lead that they've had certainly seeming to hit a bit of a stop now, that 3k advantage.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Nigma can just sort of one more move to really break the game open even further for themselves here. Ults all up in 15 seconds.
Is under attack.
They'll have the Chronosphere good to go, but of course not before everything's ready from Secret 2. Matu more than ready with a Horn to come in.
And those initiations are going to be tough. You know, Haunt comes out, that's like we always talk about, like the Storm Spectre, it's picked very often as this duo together because you always win the initiation jump. You get full vision of the backline. It allows you to pick and choose how you want to take the fight.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
So for mind control, we know that it's always going to just continue to get harder and harder. As Miracle. He's actually under a ward for a second there.
Got to be a little careful playing around it. There's quite a bit of set up by Secret. So Secret, they're actually going to be the ones to play cautious, knowing that the Void is out on the hunt.
I think they know that they scale harder, right? Like if you, well, of course they do.
Dire's middle tower is
great
under
game
attack.
understanding. But if they can get to a point of these three heroes just hitting creeps and farming, eventually, it's just going to be that Void, the one that they really have to worry about.
Is under attack.
So this is really Nigma's big time to make stuff happen.
Shit. Do their best to just vacate this area. Yeah, Zai's out with the TP. Weehar's moving in. Nisha also likely to TP out here. Okay, he's going to stick around for one more wave. In fact, ooh, okay, just being flashy. Big zip and a TP out.
That's like one of those zips that you can also just pop smokes.
Yeah.
It's like the Embers and the Storm Spirits always have that fun play to be able to break smokes for free.
Wasn't too far off the movements.
Yeah.
Creeping around there into the jungle of Secret. Starting to get the push on, but Secret's still able to hold this in sort of the way that they would want. For the mid, bottom lane, Matu able to push this wave out. He's 1200 off the Skadi. The next item is in for Miracle. Satanic done. So without a doubt, incredibly tanky. This Void, more than likely to be able to jump around these team fights, even if he does get caught out by a stunt.
Zai's looking to try to find this backline, looking for this Rubik, looking for this Snapfire. He's gonna find GH, and the jump in the front on Weehaw.
Yeah, Weehar's been caught on the front lines of it all. He's able to put the BKB. Phantasm does come out here for the side of Secret. Now they'll start to push it back. Weehar's going to go for the TP out with the remainder of his BKB, and he'll make it away. As soon as he wasn't able to find the jump, Nigma making the decision to disengage whilst his BKB is unavailable. Actually saying that, maybe the rest of Nigma could get back in. They've got a smoke up. Miracle, not going to be able to find anything though. Secret just continuing to play it very safe, held behind this tier 2 tower, and not really leaving any opportunities for Nigma to find anything with the Chrono for quite some time.
They're trying to get their time to finish up these two items. Nisha almost has BKB, Matu almost has his Skadi finished up. Weehaw, that's the perfect call that he did with the BKB TP. Because if he didn't do that, Secret was committing. They were going to pop Haunt and go full in onto them. And now the wraparound, Nigma might be able to get some positioning. They have vision of the whole backline.
Already on the mid, Matsu is starting to poke. We have a mind control's in. He's got the beyond the two of them. He drags them back into the reach of Miracle. Miracle steps across, break it in off the Spectre. Matsu trying to get away. Miracle drops the Chrono. He's knocked down the Spectre. Matsu will fall. There'll be a buyback from Zai. Zai in the midst of the sword. His arm is just getting cleaned down, and Zai, that's a dieback. As Miracle picks up the triple, turns over towards Nisha. Nisha's trying to finish off Mind Control. Will get him. Mind Control buys back, but they just can't kill Miracle. Miracle just too tanky right now. The toss-up kills off the Storm. There's going to be another buyback coming out. It's an ultra kill for Miracle. Secret, they're throwing everything into this fight. They've got to kill this Void. They will be able to do so. The sentry's down. Nisha closes the gap. Mind Control up to the side. He's also facing difficulties as Nisha, still with mana to play with, closes in upon him. Puppy's around as well to offer up that extra bit of burst with the Decrepify. The Secret will clean up the fight. It was a big investment from Secret though, going in with 4 buybacks to come out on top of the team fight. Will pay off though. They're able to kill off the big cause of Nigma. Now they're going for Roche. Buybacks.
Did he buy back mid-toss and land in the middle of the fight?
I think he did, because he was instantly in there. I saw that he brought back, but I also saw that he was still full HP in the fight, so I think he must have.
Yeah, I think he did. And yeah, these buybacks can pay off if they can get the Roche, but Nigma, they've all bought back themselves to counteract it. And
yeah, Nigma know that they can't let Secret take this.
Yeah, they have to back away. Their support's not good on mana right now at the moment.
And I mean, it's still...
They have to try to stop this.
And even with dying there, you know, Miracle, he just picked up so much before he did go down. Level 24 on the Void.
Matu did too. That's the thing, on the buyback, he got a crazy amount too. He's up to 23, almost 24 too, and he's getting the Roche.
He is. They've got to make a jump soon.
Phantasm,
get those illusions out to scout things into spaces there for Matu to finish off Roche, get the Aegis and the cheese.
And that's the buyback that Nigma used too. The Miracle.
It is on both. And Weehaw too. So big buybacks being spent by both sides. But at the end of it all, Secret is the team that's coming out with the Aegis and the cheese. So Nigma definitely in the scarier position now. If Miracle or Weehaw goes down, Secret's going to have a huge window to start just running down mid.
Yeah, now Matu's also a lot tankier as he does have the Scotty finished up too after that whole buyback after the last fight when he did die. Yeah, I was so confused in the last fight. I was like trying to keep track of stuff, and then Zai just like appears in the middle of the fight while they're all fighting. I was like, what's happening?
Now we've seen sort of sometimes that that interaction not being beneficial for the hero that was getting tossed, but if that was indeed the case there, I mean, it certainly worked out for Zai staying in the fight. That was exactly what he wanted.
He was totally lost. He appeared in the fight and then started TPing to the tier 2 mid, and then he was like, wait, I'm in the fight.
It kind of, I mean, I guess he did die the second time, but him sort of being there, I feel like it made the rest to secret rally around him and go, all right, we've got a fight. Zai's brought back and he's in on the front lines.
It really did. It was so confusing. Like, I saw him TPing to tier 2 and he's like, wait, what? My Phantasm illusions are here. So he's making things very confusing. And Secret, though, like we said, they come out pretty big items here. Even a third, actually, a blink on the CK too. So BKB on Nisha.
And it really is, yeah. This next 5 minutes it's going to be very tense for the teams. Both teams 4 heroes each without buyback for just under 5 minutes.
Secret with Aegis Cheese, though, they're going to push this real hard here.
Tower is under attack.
On any of the cores could just end the game, despite as close as it is right now in numbers. 26 to 17, less than 1k difference.
Yep.
Nigma definitely having to be the more careful right now.
Dawn's gonna come out for vision.
Gonna scout things straight away. Matsu's gonna move in onto RML. We are comes with the combo. Nisha over to the side to control mind control. Lift up there from GH. He has the setup onto Nisha. Allowing Miracle to come in with the chrono. They're trying to focus him down. The Lifetrain attempted to keep him alive, but they won't do so. They've killed off the storm. Nisha's dead for 2 minutes. Matsu trying to turn towards Weehaw, but the BKB's at mind control, asking Matsu to hold him in position. Miracle's trying to chase down Zai. He'll turn his attention to running now as they've lost 3 on Nigma. Miracle's out with the Silver Edge. He'll get away with the invis. Do get the storm. They lose 3 heroes themselves there. So despite the storm being dead for 2 minutes, the fact they're low on numbers, I mean, it's unlikely that Nigma's actually able to do anything with this 2-minute death timer on Nisha.
Good that they kill him. He was actually about to get saved there. It looked like Puppey was about to get the deep prep and life drain to help him out. And then he had a regen. So good thing that they were actually able to burst him. But yeah, it cost them a lot. And we see Matu clean up fully. Just such easier forms of initiation every time. The Hunt is popped and then jump onto the Magnus the whole fight. It just makes everything really chaotic for Nigma.
There's that extra feature as well. We do see that, at least I saw that as a spectator. You know, whenever Zai does pop that ult, you do get a little bit of a drop in the frames. So it could be used tactically if it affects the players.
It's definitely true.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
There used to be the strat, wasn't there, of, well, not a strat, but I think teams had said, you know, when you're playing, what was it, Terrorblade against PL and you drop down the reflection, it used to make things sort of briefly stop in time.
Yeah, I love games that there was like a PL, a Terrorblade, and a Monkey King, and a Wukong's King.
Oh yeah, yeah, that was the
and the game would just break. It was just like, all right, well, I have no idea what's going on in the fight, but someone's winning.
It doesn't happen as much nowadays. But these newer things, like the Ags on CK, now that's a newer thing.
They fixed the flaming illusions though, right? The buggy flaming illusions, or does that still happens a little bit, I feel.
Oh yeah, CK used to have that a lot, didn't he? I've not seen it in a while though.
Okay, tier 4 items. What do we got picked up? Swell Prism for Team Nigma, Timeless Relic for Team Secret. As well as a leveler.
On the Sky as well, yeah, yep. Well, he's going to be dealing some big damage and some long old silence and slows.
Yeah, they already have. They at least have like the Manta and stuff like that to deal with the silence on the big target onto Miracle, so he doesn't have to worry about like an 8-second silence plus.
I mean,
Miracle's holding the Spell Prism, and they have Chrono.
Yeah, and for Miracle, who is sort of the prime target to Chrono? I guess the dream is Puppey +1, right? Puppey plus a core. to start things on Zai. Zai popping the ult. We are able to look towards him. Miracle chases him down. That's going to be Zygon. Batu comes out with a hot big hit from Nisha as he looks towards the back line. Batu's in with the BKB in the blade mail onto Microtron. Microtron not going to get the chance to pop an RP. Nisha with the BKB able to play his way away from Miracle, but Miracle's chasing the corners off the mark. Nisha's able to dodge it yet again as Miracle finds nothing. He's still trying to move forward and fight as he gets the dilation onto Yap, so will bash him down. Miracle still strong despite not having the chrono. To Anisha though, they're turning over towards him. Miracle jumps to the side. Matu wants to chase, but the Mansa's out. Miracle turns over towards Matu. The lift up onto Nisha. Nisha still with Mana to play with as he's off to the side. The bashes are out. Matu being focused by Miracle as Weehart joins forces, comes in with the combo. The tosses are there as they've locked down Matu. He's dead for 2 minutes. And we're still at a point of the game where the buybacks aren't quite back up, and even if they were, Nisha, Zai, and Matu do not have the money for it. So this is legitimately going to be 2 minutes without the Spectre. A big window for Nigma to try and push in and maybe get some damage done to further buildings as secret.
I can't believe GH survives during this whole fight too. They're trying so hard to stick onto these supports as well as the Magnus, but he actually stole Haunt, and he was jumping around from his illusions so they couldn't stick on him. And then he survived, so he has the control provided for Miracle's build to work out so well. He's just standing his ground, punching target, and then he has the little roll to do so.
Yeah, no, they really struggle to kill this Void. This is an incredibly tanky build.
And they start the fight man down, or die, before pretty much anything gets to kick off.
Yeah, they're not having too much trouble taking down Zai at all. With the Empower, Miracle getting the bashes in. He goes down and it's only about to get easier. As Miracle, he's got a full Ags done.
Baby.
So jumping in with the Time Walk, these illusions are going to get ripped apart very quickly. The Time Walk and the Empower, you know, it's a pseudo Ags Time Walk with a Battle Fury. The damage is going to be done, and it just does so much damage if you're able to get into these sort of clusters of heroes, which there have been in every single one of these fights.
Yeah, now finds himself an Arcane Rune too, so 2.4 second cooldown on Time Walk.
Onto the side, we are. Hold on low, but they're able to save him. Miracle jumps in. He's got Chrono back up in 10 seconds. If he can find a chance to use this, it's straight over. Let's just jump in. There's no escape for Yapso.
He might catch more.
He's not even done.
Okay,
does he want to jump into the base? You know he wanted to, but he won't do so. He's playing it
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
And that was also, you know, touching back to the last fight just a little bit more. That was without an RP and with a Chrono hitting nobody. That Nigma did have kickoff, so definitely showing a lot of potential. They are able to land those.
Cool. Solid control of this game. 12, 1, and 9.
And they're, you know, I'm very surprised that they're not actually falling off either. You know, I was expecting Weehart to start having a little bit more rough times, but he's doing a great job. He has his items finished up too. So these Chronos, now he has an Aghanims to tree volley into with this build. It's actually going to start dealing its own damage too. And he's super tanky, 4,200 HP.
No, I mean, it definitely does look like this. Absolutely could be the game where we see Secret being taken out. In a match of Dota 2, as Nigma got all the tools. Held in a very good place. They're going to go for the Roche. Now, for the superstitious of the Nigma fans out there, don't look at the score at the top. It may be a sign. We'll see.
This is going to be the big decider. See who gets the wraparound, who gets the spell casts. Skywrath respawning, Yapsor TPing in. Going for what looks like one of the most massive wraparounds I think I've ever seen.
Scanning.
Circle is drawn. Look at the angle that they're drawing here. RMS like none. Right. He's not smoked though. They see him.
So a solid Chrono from Miracle will just end the fight as soon as it starts. Who's he going to be able to find? He's in. There he goes straight away. They're onto Nisha. Nisha, is there going to be any help for him? Coming across, there is not, as Nisha's out. Miracle's also able to jump to the side, take down Puppy. Got the combo to Matu. Matu having to jump away with the Horn. He's onto the high ground, actually daggering in onto RM, but Miracle's turning towards it. Zai over to the side, turns the stun, onto the Snapfire. They'll zip over Nisha, looking for Weehart, but Miracle, he's just pushing back both Puppy and Yapso. Yapso's able to get out with the blink. They've used 2 buybacks for this Secret. Over to the side, Miracle's able to have Patchy Edge coming in. They've got the RP down. They take out Zai buys back. Matthew's got the BKB, but the bashes from Miracle and 2 more much to deal with, as that's him out of the game for 100 seconds. No buyback on Matuma Man. Miracle just continuing to jump forward, cleaning them up. Nisha, he's got the ball line, he's got to use it, he's getting bashed. Nisha's still hanging around, trying to turn towards Miracle, but another jump. Miracle's over the puppy, triple kill for him. Stewart control onto Nisha, but Nisha still with mana to jump out to the high ground. Buybacks coming out from Nigma. Secret themselves, they've used 4 buybacks this fight. Nisha, he's so low. They're hunting him, but they won't quite find him straight away. They do now recognize his position. There's already Iron Man, he's there waiting on the side. They're hunting, and now find him. In they go. Another kill from Miracle Zai. He's tried to come across, turns with a stun on a Miracle, but now he's got to run. Miracle's just in again with his time, but they cannot kill this Void. He's too tanky right now, just closing the gaps with these consistent time walks all over the place. He's 18-1 and 11. That's 4 dead on Secret, 4 diebacks, I think, effectively. They're not able to get back into the game. 12k up, 40 to 25. Nigma might just be able to end this.
I think they might be able... Dude, watching... This might be the most broken thing I've ever seen, I'll be honest with you. Spell Prism on the Void with this. 3-second cooldown on his time walk. With the Empower and everything, look, they can't stick on him, they can't kill him, and he's just zoning away 4 heroes.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
And they're just looking to close it.
They can actually close it.
They know that Secret can't come back into this one. They'll have Matsu back in 15. They're doing it here, Nigma. It's just Matsu and Yabsu are unlikely to be able to push this one back. Nigma clean the tier 4s onto the Ancient, they go. As they've done it here in this game one. They have done it. GG's are called. Miracle with a celebratory chrono onto his teammates. As they've done what's seemingly been the impossible in Dota 2 for quite a while. They've taken down Secret in a game of Dota 2. And